how does it work when you go and meet your customers in the first instance? What do? You obviously talk about the product features, use cases, do a demo, but what is the next logical step? Now, you don't want to quickly jump onto a POV because it's a time-consuming process, right? And time is really valuable. So what you can do is you can take your customers through a test drive so that they can decide whether they really want to go for this product or not in the real POV. If it makes sense to them in the test drive, then they will definitely like it in the production POV as well. Now, how do we position this? Now, some of you might be wondering that, these are two very similar products, but one is available in cloud. But how do we position? So in my view, always lead with StealthWatch Cloud first, because it can very quickly, since it's a SaaS based, you can collect telemetry from your on-prem or cloud, everything. But when it comes to certain customers who want that, I don't want any SaaS setup, I need on-premise infrastructure. For them, you can go with StealthWatch Enterprise. For rest of them who are already using public cloud, they're okay with, from a compliance perspective, to leverage cloud-based StealthWatch, then they should go for cloud-based. But some other use cases like StealthWatch Enterprise, specifically, you will go when you have a load balancer integration or a proxy or an Encell with a NAT gateway, or if you want data retention more than 30 days, because in StealthWatch Cloud, the alerts are stored for close to 30 days, and after that they are purged, and then maybe observations are kept, I think, more than close to 3 months or something like that. And like you saw, this is more StealthWatch Enterprise. The on-premise option is more geared towards, not more, I would say it also has a component of network operations as well, apart from security. So if companies who are looking for NetOps use case as well, they can go for that. Obviously, ICE remediation, this was not the case some time back, but I guess now Omar can correct if ICE is also available with StealthWatch Cloud as well, ICE integration. So this is a clear map of StealthWatch Enterprise versus StealthWatch Cloud. You can look at ICE, ETA, host group, and SecureX integration, public cloud support, and these kind of things. Now, some of the POV resources for you to succeed, selling these two products to your customers is, of course, the dCloud, which we saw. These are the resources. You have demos for both enterprise and cloud. You have a lab for StealthWatch field engineering, or you have a test drive where you can showcase the entire red team and blue team exercise to your customers. And this is one document which is a must have for you, which is a StealthWatch POV guide. So this is one amazing document which I think you should really follow. It clearly walks you through what should be the logical steps, and how do you approach a POV. Let me quickly log in here and show you this. Okay. Anyways, I will share this. I think there is some issue. I don't know what's wrong, but yeah, you can follow this document. It actually tells you about overview of this and what is the POV journey, and then what are the different learning resources for you, and how do you get hands-on, the test drive and the POV, actual POV, so on and so forth. Now, when you actually go and do POV for a customer, how does the overall POV timeline looks like, and how you should approach a POV is definitely one important factor, because you do not want to end up in a situation where your POV is going maybe, let's say, 3 months, 6 months, or maybe a year, because there are certain cases where if scoping is not done correctly, it would completely go haywire. So you need to be very cautious on when you define your use cases and success criteria with your customers. You do portal registration for the deal, and you start configuring your system configurations, host groups, and then the actual POV trial period only starts from the time when you start receiving data on the system, right? And from then you can clearly start doing your integrity check or configuration flow, whether the data is flowing or not. and then you can start integrations. But let's make sure you discuss with customer what use cases they want to see, because let's not complicate this, because there are so many integrations and there could be a lot of things which can be done. Let's agree with customer what use cases they want to see, because StealthWatch is one huge product, and if you want to integrate with ICE as well, which is going to take a lot of time, and this could be a never-ending use case. But for certain customers who need that use case, yes, we need to do that for sure. It actually generates alarms. There are a lot of alarms which are by default defined in the system, and they get triggered or activated in the initial 15 days, and other alarms which get triggered about 36 days from then. And you have a total period of 60 days to conduct the POV and then come out with the result. But even if you exceed, there is no stopping you. Probably you will hear from Cisco that what's going on, how can we help you, and what support you need. And these are some of the resources where you can go. Cisco.com, StealthWatch, and community sources. There are a lot of good videos on YouTube on StealthWatch, including deployment, integrations, use cases, demos, StealthWatch mapping, so on and so forth. So I think